Tom Aspinall said to be the best heavyweight ever, you only need 3 title defenses, and I disagree. That's just the UFC narrative to cancel out Fedor Emelianenko's legacy, because the truth is, Pride did exist, and when Pride was in existence, they were arguably the better promotion with better talent than the UFC. UFC just had dominance in North America, but Pride over in Japan, 100%. Not only in terms of aesthetically pleasing, in terms of the production value, right? The big entrances and all things like that. Pride was really something else. It was special. We're talking about a different rule set. We're talking about a different atmosphere with the crowd and even the talent, man. Don't ever forget the fact that Dana White brought Chuck Liddell over to Pride to represent the UFC. My guy versus your guy. And Dana's guy got his ass whooped by Rampage Jackson. That's just a fact. And when the UFC ended up buying Pride, many Pride fighters came over to the UFC and won, had very successful careers, ended up becoming UFC champions, fighting for titles. You know, they had very prosperous careers. It's not like the UFC guys just beat up on Pride because they were coming from the minor leagues. No, no, no. So my point in saying that is Fedor Emelianenko was a heavyweight outside of the UFC that was dominating for years and years and years, and in my opinion, held on a little bit too long, ended up losing some fights that he shouldn't have lost. And most fighters do this, right? Not everybody retires early, not everybody retires at the right time. Early, you got to go Habib. Right time, you got to go George St. Pierre. And late, you can go like a guy like BJ Penn. You know, BJ Penn is another one of those guys like a Fedor who is such a legend. I mean, BJ Penn was a lightweight champion, a welterweight champion, beating guys like Matt Hughes. Like, BJ Penn was really him, bro. He was him. And then he kept fighting and kept fighting and kept fighting, and all of a sudden he kind of erases his legacy, right? And, you know, I don't think it should be that way. I think we should remember these people for who they were at their peaks. They had tremendous peaks, but they just continued fighting. It is what it is, right? It's like the stock market. If a company has a tremendous peak, like NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA's up big, but NVIDIA in 80 years from now might be down here because the next thing comes. You know, it's just what happens. Time defeats all. But I think we should remember them for their peak. And I'm sorry, but 3 title defenses does not give you GOAT status when there's another guy out there who is dominating a better heavyweight division and he has several title defenses. That's my take on this whole thing. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, whether you agree or disagree. It doesn't matter. Just join the discussion, follow for more, and of course, leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.